Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Not Another Mountain Bike Podcast. We're back. It's after quite a long break and a lot of people saying that we needed to bring it back.
Yeah, I guess due to mildly popular demand, we're back.
Yeah. Well, for those of you who are new here, my name is Adam. I'm the MTB Rad Dad, and I'm joined by Luis, the MTB Desert Rat.
Howdy.
All right, so we just got back from our Sedona trip, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd say better. This was one of the better years, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think considering last year it was full of snow and yeah, you couldn't actually even ride in Sedona.
Oh,
So
it was. I'd say miserably. Like it was a tease. It was a bad tease,
yeah.
because they shut down all the trails, if I remember correctly, for 2 days. So
Yeah. I mean, they weren't even demoing bikes out there, which was kind of sad.
yeah, definitely a good punch to the gut on that one for the people who drove in, flew in.
Mm-hmm.
On that, I'd say that was probably one of the busier years.
Oh
At least
yeah,
that's what it felt
definitely.
like. Comparatively to this year.
Yeah, this year didn't seem nearly as busy. I mean, that's kind of the general consensus that we got from the vendors as well.
Yeah, yeah, you could definitely feel it, but it was nice because the weather was beautiful. It was perfect riding weather. It was high 60s, and all the trails were open, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was you couldn't ask for better weather for this event, I feel like.
No, and this time, well, I normally go camping when we go out there, but this time I was actually joined by you.
Yeah,
So that was fun.
that was a good time. It definitely made traveling a lot easier.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it was kind of nice being that passenger princess. You know what I mean?
First time in like what 8 years since I've had a time away from the kids and the family and everything.
How did that feel?
That was good. I mean, it was nice. I mean, it just kind of went with the flow and just had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I sent you the that TikTok earlier, or the meme or whatever, from dude talking about how guys go on trips. We don't really plan much. We kind of just figure out how to get there,
Yep,
and then we just shoot from the hip.
absolutely.
That's kind of what we did. We weren't really planning on writing anything specific, which was nice because everything we did write in Sedona this year, we haven't written before, so it was all new. So that was nice.
Yeah. Ugh. I mean, I was super stoked just to have been able to ride Dead Horse again because I absolutely loved that trail.
That was the one thing we did ride last year because that was one of
Hmm.
the only things open.
Yeah, only thing
And
we could ride last year.
yeah, it was nice though because we were right next to that trail system and you know hopped right on it. Dead Horse. If you haven't ridden it, it's fun. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some chunk. It's got some flow. Uh,
Drops.
it's got drops. And if you stop and actually take a look at it, you're like, oh, like it's kind of a little more intense than you would assume.
Yeah, it's one of those things
But
where like I hate walking up the trail to see what we have to look at. I'd much rather just follow somebody down it.
is that why you make me go first all the time?
Yeah, actually,
Mm,
that and I'm
sounds bad.
tired. I'm tired of leading because I always led when we were out here.
That is a valid point. That is a valid point. But yeah, that was fun. We liked that trail. Last year we were joined by the spokesman and his friends.
Yep.
Uh, they enjoyed it,
Yeah, they did.
so that was a good time. But this year the trails in Sedona, I mean, it were well. We rode. What was it? Teacup. We rode
Grand Central, Adobe
Grand
Jack.
Central, Adobe Jack. Grand Central was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely some stuff that I wanted to ride, but at the risk of getting hurt and not riding the following day, I was like, nah, I'm a skimp out.
Yeah, that was kind of how I felt with some of the teacup stuff also. I
Yeah,
mean, my like we were just talking, my bike is not necessarily ideal for some of that stuff that we did that trip.
yeah. That I mean, you being a weight weenie didn't work out in your favor this time, I'd say.
I mean, I wouldn't say weight weenie. It's just It's just a very fast trail bike.
Trail bike, I think, is giving it.
It's down country technically, but I mean, even
Uh-huh,
Intense
uh-huh.
calls it a trail bike.
You know what? We'll leave it at that, I guess. Oh, good grief.
Uh,
But yeah, Sedona was blast as usual, I'd say.
yeah,
I mean, even last year when we got snowed out, we still, you kind of just make things happen. But this year it was nice to see, people we haven't seen in a while. So that is kind of nice.
I think that's one of my favorite things is being able to see everybody.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, even I would say I'm fairly close with to Mark over here, and even Joey, but we live busy lives and we're not always able to get together and ride and
Yeah,
so it's kind of nice. Everybody kind of just we obligate ourselves to being in this one area, and it ends up being a blast.
yeah.
So that's definitely fun.
I mean, it was cool to see, for me at least, to be able to go meet and some of the vendors that we talk to all the time, like One Up USA, Kurt over there, and not Kurt, and then
Yep,
white guy with beard syndrome. That's what that is.
you said it, not me.
uh, and then Rob over at Bird Spokes, Bird Wheels. That was a good person to talk to. And
Yep.
Troy over at Hand Up. I mean, it's always good to see Troy over there.
Yeah.
And Cody.
Yep. Troy and Cody this year, holding down Hand Up,
Mm-hmm.
giving the swag. But yeah, those Bird Wheels, dude. There's something else. Definitely drew a lot of attention on the trail. I
They
mean,
did.
just from what I heard, the guy was like, oh, because if you guys didn't know, Bird was there and he was demoing out 29er wheels.
Mm-hmm.
You go over there, he'd slap them on your bike, you go take them for a spin, you bring them back, and I tried going, and turns out they don't make 27.5 wheels, but you know could in the future be coming, which is nice.
Yeah.
Could
They
be.
definitely learned something this trip.
Yeah, that was it was a learning experience, and but yeah, those things drew a lot. I mean, just when we were riding that one ride with the group ride, and I just heard a few comments in the back. Oh man, are you demoing those wheels?
Yeah. He was like, no, I actually own these ones. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the pedals off.
Yeah.
Super funny, but
Uh,
it was definitely fun to see and meet some of these people that you're always talking about. I'm not always in constant communication with these peeps, but
yeah.
you bring them up and whatnot because we talk about it a lot. And seeing some of these people it's weird, because you just meet and you get that rapport. It's something I'm not really used to yet. So
Yeah. You'll get there. You just have to actually make videos again.
yeah, you know what, we won't get into that right now. Okay, I'm trying to keep this short. I don't feel like arguing with you.
I mean, we still got 15 minutes left, so we got all the time in the world.
Oh man, but as far as Arizona, and well, you and me, we're big foodies.
Yeah.
So uh, one thing is I had the most expensive tater tots in the world
Yeah.
at Sedona.
Yeah.
Now would I buy them again?
Absolutely.
Probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would definitely buy them again.
I think everyone there bought them again.
But for those of you that haven't been, they have some awesome food vendors there at the festival.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam and me got the pleasure of eating there. What do we get? We got the tots, and what else did we get?
We got the tots, and then we also got the Euros right next door.
Oh yeah, those delicious,
Yeah.
top notch. But then over by where we were camping, we went to this super legit pizza place, and it was after the first. It was Friday night, right?
Yeah, that's Friday night.
It was Friday night, so we just got done driving for like 6 hours, and then we went on a 10-mile ride thanks to somebody.
Hey.
So we were starving. We were, it was already dark. We were starving, and so we went to this pizza joint that he was told about, and holy smokes, we annihilated that place. We
Yeah.
had 2 medium pizzas that we just slammed. The best wings that we've probably ever had. Whew.
Yeah, those wings at that place were absolutely the best wings we've ever had.
Yep.
I mean, I can't wait for next year. We can go back there and go get that again.
It's gonna be the spot.
Yeah.
So if we haven't mentioned it, we camped out at the, what is it, Dead Horse?
Yeah, Dead Horse State Ranch Park.
Yeah, it's about 30-minute drive, I'd say, if you're just taking your time. And
Yeah.
and it's worth it. It's worth kind of staying away from Sedona, because if we were there to kind of relax, and ride bikes. So it's kind of nice that we were able to kind of get away from the festival, and 'cause there's a lot of people, between the hikers that were there and everybody biking stuff. It's a lot, traffic and whatnot. So I think staying over there was definitely worth it.
Not only that, but dude, it was cheap.
Yeah,
It was so cheap to stay there.
it's definitely, because staying in Sedona itself, well, one, you can't camp, so
Yeah.
you're booking a hotel, and they're not exactly the cheapest.
No, I mean, for our tent site, it was $20 a night.
Yep.
I mean, we had showers, we had a water spigot behind us.
Yep.
We didn't really need much more than that.
Nope. Yeah, we ate like kings in the morning,
Yeah.
waking up the whole camping area with a slab of bacon on the griddle. It was good times for sure.
And then some chorizo the next day.
Yep. Yeah, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
So we got Mark on here now.
Yeah. How's it going, Mark? Good
He's
video.
awake.
I know, right?
Past 9.
We also got Trail Monster in the house.
What's up, Trail Monster?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the plan is to do that again next year.
Yeah. Do you remember when I was trying to talk you into it a couple years back?
Hey, I just finally got approval. Okay. I'm always down, but I have to get approval. I mean,
Yeah, you're right. You're
two
right.
two boys, that's especially one only being 3 years old and the other one 8. It's hard, and it's not hard on me.
Yeah, definitely rough. See if we can get the segment out there camping. I don't know. He might be too
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Might be too fancy to go camping.
I don't know. That Airbnb they had was pretty epic.
It's a pretty slick place that these guys get. I'll tell you
Yeah.
what.
You can see that place in Mark's video that he just posted.
Yep. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a nice crib, and it's right down the street from the festival itself. It's what normal people would say walking distance, I consider a burden, but for me, walking distance is, we're talking about 100 yards here, so
Yeah.
it's not bad. Not bad.
That's where we stationed up the first day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's kind of convenient. So you know what? Yeah, Mark, you just keep getting that place.
Yeah.
It provides excellent parking for us and a place to go pee.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah. Oh man. I gotta say, so let's see here. What yeah, how what was your favorite trail that we rode?
I'd say Grand Central,
Yeah, Grand Central was pretty fun.
but that's got everything I like, all the chunk stuff, the
Mhm.
fast flow. Um, it's weird though, because what it seems like the slower trails with you're able to go a little faster on,
Mhm.
don't have a lot of berms.
No, not at all.
It's a lot of flat turns, so you definitely have to trust the tires. Obviously, the locals there are completely used to it, but
Right.
out here, I'm not used to that. And in San Diego now, I'm definitely not used to that. So, um, Grand Central was fun. Got great views. Although
Yeah.
I'm still definitely convinced that we went up the wrong damn way.
Oh, we absolutely did. We were supposed to go up like Adobe Jack or something like that.
Yeah, that was not fun.
I mean, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, of course you were all right with your bird wheels and your 12-pound mountain bike. So I'm always pedaling a tank, an enduro tank over here, not doing too hot.
Hey, we switched last year. You got to ride my bike on the climb.
Yeah, you know why I didn't do this here? Because then I'd regret every second I was on my bike after that.
But hey, if it makes you feel any better, I was definitely underbiked for down Grand Central. I
Yeah.
mean, that first bit, like when it was just like they had laid out the rocks throughout the trail,
Mm-hmm.
dude, that was so bumpy. I was just up there like,
Oh, I bet. Dying.
I mean, the bike handled everything though, so I can't necessarily complain too much. But I think next year I am going to bring something out with more travel.
Yeah. It's something a little more sturdy, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got some ideas,
Ooh.
mulling it over.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Stuff to come, people. Stuff to come.
Big thanks to Jensen USA for bringing me on as ambassador, which means I can actually get a new bike and not have to pay out the yin yang for it. So that'll be nice.
Yeah. Well, it also helps the viewership. You get to actually make videos on this, and people
absolutely.
get to see firsthand. Hey, is this stuff any damn good?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big plus. That's
Yeah.
kind of the way I look at it. But yeah, I know. So I know Mark was out there, and Joey were out there.
Yeah.
I know they were hurting, not having their e-bikes. That made me feel a little better. Just turning around and watching that sweat off that brow just drip. I'm like, excellent. I don't even look at you anymore because what's the point? You got that 12-pound bike, you just fly up hills.
Well, it also, I mean, to be fair, I am on the trainer like a couple times a week most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put in the effort.
You're right. I'll give you that much. You're right. But not riding for those like 2 or 3 months and then going to Sedona and riding, that was rough. I'll tell you that right now.
I feel you because I was in your same boat where I had not ridden very much.
Yeah.
I was taking a break.
Well, we've been getting so much rain over here in San Diego that it just is rough. You can't get out. Everything is just soaked.
Yeah.
So, and I don't have my trainer set up yet, so that kind of kills that. I'm left with just.
Well, hurry up so we can Zwift it.
Ugh, it's so gross.
Hey, thank you, Trail Monster, for the super chat. We appreciate that.
Thanks.
We'll put that towards next Sedona.
Ah, yes. Paying for food, excellent.
Right? I mean, that food bill added up quick.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. When you told me, I was like, good Lord. What did we do?
Right?
we almost doubled our food bill of what we anticipated on spending there.
Well, I mean, when we went to that pizza place, we definitely pigged out when we were there. I mean, we both got pizzas. We got the wings, and then after that, we got ice cream. I mean, I about had to roll you out of there.
Yo, I forgot about that ice cream.
How'd you forget about the ice cream? The ice cream was bomb.
Because I blacked out after the third piece of pizza and the fifth wing I had.
So, for anyone who is unfamiliar with the place we're talking about, I believe it was called Pizza Bocce. So they actually have like a bocce ball court there, but it's right there in Cottonwood, maybe like 10 minutes away from where we stayed at the campground, and it was phenomenal. Absolutely recommend it. I can't wait to go back.
What trail did you ride? I don't care. Just give me some pizza.
Right?
Oh man, good times for sure.
What? I know we did something that Mark and Joey and all them in that house didn't do. We kept it dry thanks to Athletic. So we were drinking Athletic all weekend. Unlike those guys, they partied hard. I still got to rewatch their stream because I heard it got pretty wild.
Yeah, these guys, damn hoodlums,
right?
This is I would say is some Disney PG stuff compared to what was going on over there in that house. that house, something else. I'll tell you what. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, you got to have that purge time to clear the system, so that way you can get back on that horse later on without feeling too bad.
Right. So I've been dry since the 28th. I think at the very latest.
Yeah.
I might even been before that because same thing. It was just drinking way too much and going, okay, I need to step back, and so that's what we did. We just drank non-alcoholic beer the entire time, so that was perfect.
Yeah. I'm not used to drinking non-alcoholic beer, so having that taste but
Mm-hmm.
not the effect of it, it was kind of freaking me out. I was like, this is weird.
Yep.
But yeah.
Thank you, Mark,
Well,
for the super chat. We're happy to be back, and I think we're going to try and do this more often. We got some
yeah.
guests that I have an idea that we can bring on.
Yeah. We've been chatting some people up.
Mm-hmm.
So get back into the game here. This was a refresher from our what, like a year hiatus?
Dude, it's been a while.
It's
I
been a
mean,
minute.
our last one was like, we're back, and then we were gone again.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. Life gets in the way, and you just keep popping out kids over here.
Ooh, no, I'm done. We're done.
Oh man.
I am the MTV Rad Dad of 2.
2 and done. That's what I always say. Yeah. So we'll definitely be doing this more often. Like we actually got asked about this by a few people, and yeah, it's very interesting. So if you have any input as to when is a good time or day of the week to do this, we could use that input.
Yeah.
We're trying to kind of work around everything. So let us know.
It's a little later tonight because the boys had to go to bed at 8, and by the time I got out of there, I barely had any time to set up. So this is why we're starting up at 9 tonight. And I just checked the last time we did a podcast. It was February of 2022.
Oh, good Lord.
It's been 2 years.
Ugh.
It has been a while.
That's embarrassing.
But then again, these last 4 years have been just a blur.
They really have. We've done just so much happening, so much happening in our lives, so much happening in the bike industry, so much going on that, we just got caught up in everything. And, but yeah, it's wild.
So, speaking of something that was wild, we showed up to the One Up USA tent, and we talked to Kurt the first day. We went back the next day to go talk to Kurt again, and I fully mistake this other dude that I thought was Kurt for like a good 10 minutes. He's like, oh yeah, Kurt's actually in the side of the trailer right now. I was like, oh my god, what did I do? But I wasn't the only one.
No, apparently it happens all the time. But you know what? You can't. I see why they weren't upset about it. Kurt got off that trailer, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
they seriously look like brothers.
They do.
They look the same. It doesn't help that they both have beards, had hats on.
Yep.
Dressed
the same.
Dressed the same. So you're just like, it's trying to find Waldo in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not kind of weird. But yeah, that was fun. You were at a full-blown conversation.
Yeah.
Mind you, I am horrendous with names. So I always wait. That's my key thing, is I always kind of hang back until you mention a name. And then I'm like, bingo. I got you now.
I do the same thing.
But yeah, I was like, I didn't even notice either. I was like, huh. Do. And then homeboy steps out of the trailer. I was like, oh, Lord, what do we do?
Yeah. He didn't just step out of the trailer with anybody. He stepped out with Jess.
Yeah.
So that was good to see her again. We did the group ride with her the day before, and
yeah,
that was a fun group ride.
It was definitely a fun group ride. I mean, I wish it was longer. I feel like it was done with fairly quick.
I mean, it kind of was, but I mean, they have a schedule to keep. But I mean, our ride didn't end there. We went and rode with Mark and Joey and did Grand Central and climbed up Grand Central.
Yeah, Riding Dirty took us up the
He did us dirty.
Yeah, he did. And he was over there cooking.
Yeah.
Man, he was just climbing. And he was like, oh, I'm such a bad climber, guys.
Yeah.
Get out of town, bro.
He was hauling.
Yeah. Self-assessment, buddy. You're not a bad climber. Yeah. I mean, we're over here riding at sea level. My lungs were struggling up there. But, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, this year I felt like I was better than last year as far as the elevation went.
Yeah, but yeah, it was rough. It was rough.
We also can't forget the fact that our friend Joey, Uncaged MTB, was crazy enough to go and do the white line.
This guy, he's been on it, bro. Um, so he rides a lot in this little trail area, uh, legally, of course, I might add. And he rides at Calavera, where they have a lot of rock slabs and a lot of real short techie type of stuff. And I think that actually paid off for this dude because he killed it. Apparently he cleared most, if not all, of Highline.
Yeah.
So
I'm
that's
not
pretty
really
impressive.
surprised.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And the fact that he did White Line is just wild. Just looking at the little video with little Joy running across, pedaling across the screen right there. I was like, that's our man.
Right?
So proud of him.
That dude's crazy. Here, I'll pull it up on screen. Let's see here. Come on. Let's see. And it's funny because we were talking the day before, and he's like, "Yeah, he's like kind of like talking to himself, like, it's realistically, it's not that bad. The only thing that's crazy is the death part. Like if you fall."
Yeah.
He's like, other than that, it's easy. It's a piece of cake. And I'm like, you're absolutely right, but you're still never going to catch me doing it. But
yeah, never say never, right?
So when we come back and find out on Sunday that he went and did it, I was not surprised.
Yeah, I mean the way he was like rationalizing it when he was talking to us about it, I was like, this guy really wants to do this, And then, lo and behold, the next day, we assumed that they were already on the road back to Cali.
Yeah.
Little did we know they were still hanging around. The first thing he says when we send him, "Hey guys, I did a way lane." We're like, "What?
Yeah.
Get out of here!" Yeah, yeah. He was on it this year for sure. He went there with a mission.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So it's wild. Just I mean, even how videos are, they make everything look easier than what they are, but it's not like we haven't even seen it in person.
Right?
And just that video, you could see that it's just gnarly. Oh, look who it is.
There's Joey himself coming on in.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend.
I know. We should get him something that says that now.
Oh man.
Just totally uncaged.
Yep, totally uncaged. Dude, wild in Arizona. That guy went there and he's like, I'm gonna do everything I can before I bounce.
Yeah.
And he did. Good on him. Good on him.
I think next year, let's talk about trails in Sedona. What trails do you want to do next year? What is there something you want to do again?
Again?
Or for the first time even?
Hangover.
Hangover? I really want to try Highline again because I kind of want redemption at it.
Yeah, you were having an off day with your bike that day, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I had about half the amount of air pressure in my rear shock that I was supposed to.
Yeah.
So I was pedal striking like every 2 feet and just lost all confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. Highline, there's a few parts that I walked, but I did most of it. The shoot, my dumbass didn't record the first time I did the shoot, and then I was like, damn, when I got down and I saw my GoPro was just like chilling, not recording anything. So I hooked it back up and then I did it again. And it really wasn't that bad. I would say that was probably the most intimidating part of it. Other than that, everything is quasi rollable.
Yeah.
It's just scary for me because I'm on a 27.5. And so I watched.
So was I.
Yeah. Oh, you were. Yeah. And but I wouldn't mind doing that again and trying to clear some more stuff on the climb.
Mm-hmm.
The climb definitely sucks. That's a workout.
Actually, I don't remember it being that bad.
Dude, I was already blown out by the time we got to the top. I was like,
hold on, real quick. Did you see the clip of Steve in Mark's video at the
no,
top of Highline?
no.
Steve was blown out.
Probably because they were out boozing all night before.
That was the first night, so I don't know.
I don't put anything past these gentlemen.
Oh man, yep. The climb out of that Highline trip was pretty epic.
Yeah. Oh, the
Where we
segment bring up
raided the
memories.
Circle K
The
to
Circle
go
K.
get hydration.
Yep. We were all like, oh yeah, just bring one water bottle. It got so damn warm. I remember. Oh man, it got warm. It was just full sun exposure. Everybody was just dying. Chapped lips.
Well, it's not even so much that. It's that Sedona miles are different than anywhere else.
They are.
They're a lot harder to go through that entire mile than, say, here even in the desert.
Yeah. No, I agree for sure. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's the elevation or I don't know what it is, but it makes you work for it.
I think it's very technical and punchy a lot of the time.
Yeah. Those damn rocks, man. They look cool, but good God, they really hold you back. They don't quite let you flow.
No, not at all.
Whew.
But next year, I'm definitely gonna have a different bike. I can't wait. I want redemption on the Highline, and the biggest part of Highline that I want redemption on is the shoot, because I came in wanting to do that so badly last year.
Yeah.
And not doing it was really like, it still bugs me. I knew that was something in my wheelhouse that I could do, and I just was so in my head that I couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and that's a lot of. I mean, there's been so many people doing these trails that they're doable. They're really not that bad. It's just a lot of it has to do with confidence, and we have the ability to do it. So, but
I mean, we also have like harder stuff here in the desert sometimes. Like Art Johnson, the shoot down Art Johnson is probably worse, I would say.
Yeah, there's no grip coming down that. That's just dust.
Yeah.
Speaking of dust, Trail Monster, what did you put? Have you guys ever been to Tucson? So I have.
I have not.
Tucson is a really nice place to ride. There is the 50-year trail system over there.
Oh, I want to do that.
Super fun. So when I rode there, I actually ended up getting kind of lost. I was like, I don't know where I'm at. I took a wrong turn. And then, so I was sitting there with trail forks on my phone, you know what I mean? And my GPS, my Garmin, trying to figure out where the hell I'm going. But I did that trail system. That was a lot of fun. And then I rode part of the Mount Lemon. There it is. Yep. I rode part of the Mount Lemon trail system. I didn't go all the way up top because I was by myself. And I've never ridden it before. So I rode, what was the name of the trail? I think it was called like La Llorona or something like that. But I rode from that area-ish, maybe a little higher up, a couple like campsites up. I went all the way down. And that ride was fun. There was definitely some sketchy areas where it was wild. But
I really want to do that. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. I'm that kind of guy who likes to type 2 stuff.
Yeah, Milagrosa. Yeah.
So I would love to be able to do like a big ride like that, because those are fun to me. Like those big like epic rides where you spend all day on the bike and just having a good time.
You need to bring oxygen uncaged. It's maybe
I don't know.
Help you feel better. They do have those oxygen bottles that they sell at like Dick's. Have you ever seen those?
No.
Yep, they sell them.
That's funny.
Yeah, should try that next time we do PCE. Just keep huffing it.
All right. After this, Mark, Joey, in the group chat, start sending some dates for PCE. Let's get this going. We're running out of time.
And by running out of time is we got a whole probably solid month to do it before it gets too hot.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
March, maybe not.
It's been oddly rainy.
The weather's been perfect.
Yeah.
I'd say the sooner the better, because like you said, it's going to get hot. And while I'm used to it for the most part, you guys are not living by the beach.
Not. Yeah, definitely not used to it. It's like 70 degrees over here, and I'm dying,
It was 70 degrees on my lunch ride, and I was hot.
drying up like a prune. Like, ugh, where's my chapstick?
I think April will be fine. If we do it in April, we'll be okay.
Yeah, we should.
It
Still
might be a
good.
little warm, but if we start early enough, it probably won't be bad.
That's the key. Is starting early enough. It's pretty flowy and fast. Towards the end, before the 3 miles of hell, that's when it gets kind of a little more punchy, a little more climby.
Yeah.
Um,
3 miles of hell is the worst part.
but 3 miles of hell is definitely the worst part. God, I hate that. It's just, it's just so boring. It's mostly like how boring it is what it is.
It is boring. And that's when you actually like, you try, like, I've noticed the last couple times I've done this where it's like, how fast can I get through this? Because otherwise, you just sit there and like, do.
Yep. And yeah, you can bring the I don't think there's anything on
Oh,
e-bikes over there. Is it?
there has been.
Oh,
They
really?
have been a little iffy at the top. So I don't know.
Mm,
Like, some of the Palm Desert Bike and Brew guys got up there and it was an issue.
really?
Yeah.
Who had an issue with it?
The BLM and
Oh,
the well, part of it was the Indians at the reservation because they own part of the land out there.
that is true. You do pass through their
And
area.
well, if you go the way you're supposed to, you stay off their area.
People do like going into that reserve area though. We
Yeah.
always go around.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
didn't
really.
find that side was any more fun than going the other way.
I think it was less fun. It kind of
Yeah.
cuts the flow of the trail off, I would say a little bit.
Yeah.
But Mr. Segment, I would say,
Probably.
yeah, you know what I mean? Huh? You can't if you're not watching me later on, then yeah, I'm winking. But I think Adam and me can pretty good at pumping through that trail.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many times we've done that. Um,
I've done it without a shuttle.
it's disgusting. Remember you invited me to that? That was a hard no. I'd rather take you to prom. And I'll wear the dress.
Ooh.
With these legs, are you kidding me? But
Uh,
yeah, I mean, we've passed groups on e-bikes,
yeah.
on our bikes. We've just, you know, yep, tandem bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will provide the tandem bike.
So what we were supposed to do, we've talked about doing this, and maybe we can try to do it next year. Doing the Palm Springs tour to Palm Springs on a tandem.
Oh, we did talk about this.
I think
Yep.
that would be a lot of fun.
I think fun wouldn't be the right word. I'd say more an experience.
I think it would be hilarious.
Could you imagine that? I don't know. Tandem bike on PCE? I don't know if that bike would last, to be honest.
I don't think a lot of the turns are big enough for that to happen.
There are some sharp turns.
Like side hill death descent, that would be a bad time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Personal experience on that one. Whop whop. Yep.
Uh,
But yeah, PCE is always a good time, and it's funny because Mount Lemon that ride is kind of Tucson's like their own PCE.
yeah.
And there's another trail over here. They call it Noble Canyon. I've been wanting to do that ride, and that ride is kind of like San Diego's PCE area ride, but I can never find anybody to ride it with, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of a pain, you know.
We should try to get that done because that did sound like fun. Doing that one that's over by you said, right?
Yeah, Noble Canyon.
Noble Canyon. That's one of
Yeah.
yeah.
We've talked about. I think we talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
but then I think that year was snowing really bad,
Yeah.
because I remember you pulled up the camera up there and it was just white.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess ain't nobody riding that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Yeah, I've been wanting to do that. That'd be fun.
Mark's
So,
saying we should do Walmart bikes down PCE, which I thought about. I've actually done it on a very, very entry level Diamondback.
good lord.
That was interesting.
I think it'd be fine until you have to pedal that freaking thing up 3 miles of hell.
That would suck. That'd be 3 miles of walking.
Yeah. But other than that, I think the bike would be fine. So,
I mean, I've actually had the idea of wanting to do PCE on the gravel bike. I think that would be kind of fun.
that wouldn't be bad. There's a couple areas where it'd be kind of sketchy, but
You just have to kind of really take your time coming down.
yeah, can't do what I did
But
last
other
time.
than that, most of it would be all right.
Yeah. What bike did I ride last time? Didn't I ride
You rode the Burrell.
Yeah, I did. I set some PRs on that thing too.
Yeah, you did.
He said test the bike.
Yeah.
I took that personally, and I was like, what breaks? I don't know.
I mean, there were some spots where I was like, dude, you're leaving me in the dust here, and you better be careful because this is a sketchy spot.
Yeah, those a few times where I was like, maybe I'm going too fast. And then once I stop and I look back and you ain't behind me, I was like, oh Lord, that's not good.
I did see the new Ahab. Did Christian send that over to you?
Yeah, the
It
green
looks
bike.
pretty good. Yeah.
Dude, I love that. Like, I'm not a big fan of that green.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 'cause people put it on like the new Tundras. It's just a little much. But this
Yeah.
bike with the orange accents, it just sets it off. It looks good. It's a good looking ride.
It's 150,
I think it's a 160, isn't it?
160 front, 150 rear.
Yeah. Good bike.
Mm-hmm.
Good bike.
Oopsie. What am I looking for?
Who needs brakes?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, that day we rode PCE, I rode that bike with a purpose. Was it the Ahab? I don't even remember which one I rode.
The Ivar.
That's right. I think that was the 140.
Actually no, it was 120, 120.
Was it? It probably was so fast on that damn thing.
Jesus, you went that fast on a 120, 120? That was questionable.
Yeah, it was definitely scary.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a nice pedal, like comparative to my Intense, which is a tank.
A tank is not the right word for it.
I love that bike. You know, my bike's great. Once it picks up speed, it's like a Cadillac. Just goes over all the little bumps, goes over all the big bumps. I land on a cloud and drops.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping on it, also not that fun.
Well, no, it's the part of that's your coil shock.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of the pop from that coil shock.
But trail riding, that thing is I love that thing. Especially for Sedona. It was great.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have any issues with that thing. Except for climbing, of course. That's just me being out of shape, though. So I don't know if we
Hey,
can
you
really...
know what? In all seriousness, dude, we set PRs on that climb. You were moving going up that climb.
Which one?
The Dead Horse climb.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I mean, I was just excited to be there. I had that high of Sedona in me, you know, like, oh, I'm on vacation.
We drove 6 hours and you didn't drive at all.
Oh, that was the best part.
Yeah.
That was the best part of this trip, people, is I drove for maybe 3-4 hours.
No, you didn't.
Was it more than that or less than that?
You drove for like an hour and a half, dude.
No.
Yeah, because we got to Quartzsite. No, not Quartzsite. We got to Tom Wells Road, and that's when you started driving. Yeah. I drove everything else.
You did a great job. I don't know if I told you. Smooth braking. You'd be an excellent Uber driver.
Yeah.
Uncaged. It's the vortex.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But my legs, they didn't even get sore, which is weird. It's probably all the damn hydrating I did.
Well, that and I brought my massage gun because I knew we had a lot of riding to do.
Yeah. And the only thing that did hurt that you didn't like using a massage gun for was my butt. So you said that's a no-go.
I mean, it's got certain attachments, but that ain't one of them.
That's unfortunate. I have to bring my own next time then. We'll just make sure they're clearly marked so that way, we don't get them mixed up.
Uh,
We don't want you going home with a questionable massage gun. Doing out there? Camping?
wow, this podcast just took a weird turn.
Weird turn? Possibly.
I mean,
That makes sense.
Considering we were sharing a tent all week.
Yeah. It didn't get that stinky. I'm really glad that place had showers.
Yeah, that was actually really nice. Be able to take a shower every day.
Yeah, and so the campsites were pretty full, but we didn't really have any issues getting, using the restroom. So that was kind of nice. And it was quiet too until the last day we were there when someone brought their whole kindergarten class to camp out.
Spring break. No, it wasn't kindergarten class. It was angsty teenagers.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Good
yeah.
Lord. Yeah, that was. But other than that, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Good trip overall. 10-10, do again.
Brokeback Bell Rock. I had wanted to make that joke while we were out there a few times, but
Adam was the one out there that was like, "Hey, let's take the rain fly off the tent so we can lay there and look at the stars."
I said I wanted to do that with Austin.
You never said that.
I did say that. You didn't hear me.
I don't know.
I said that Austin had wanted to do that.
Maybe it was selective hearing on my part.
Probably.
Maybe I wanted you to do it and you just didn't do it. Now I'm upset. Have you ever thought of that?
Speaking of the tent real quick, it never got that cold in the tent.
No. Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't really get that cold. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, we never had to turn on the heater.
Yeah, I brought that little heater, didn't even use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's a good thing, though. I mean, it was a little chilly in the morning, but it wasn't chilly enough to turn on the heater. Just kind of slap on a hoodie and you were good. I was in my hoochie daddy shorts half the time anyway, so.
Here's a question for next year. Do we want to tent it again, or do we just want to bring the trailer? I mean, it'll make the drive a little worse, but I think having a trailer with bathroom that we don't have to walk like 5 minutes to get to in the middle of the night would be kind of nice.
I mean,
a shower.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, we could camp in the same area. They have the trailer. It's right down the street right there, so that would be kind of nice. But I don't know.
It's a maybe.
That's a maybe. Definitely a maybe. That's how good it was tent camping that we're questioning actual shelter. So
yeah, I mean if Christian came, we're not fitting 3 people in a tent.
I mean, we can, but do we want to?
I'm not cuddling with you guys.
And I think the better question is, are you going to take off that rainfly? Show us a really good time.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. It's called resentment, Adam. Yeah, if we get a third, then I think the trailer might have to be it.
Can we get Brian to go?
I don't know. That guy's
been busy.
He's so busy all the damn time.
It's that dad life, man. He's just got baseball morning, evening, and dinner.
Yeah. I you know what? I love my little girl, and I'm kind of glad she's not a sporty kid. Because, good Lord. Keeps you busy. That's for sure.
It does.
That definitely keeps you busy. I try to get her to go mountain biking, but she's like, absolutely not. She straight up refusal. She was like, nope, that's a hard pass. I was like, all right, it was worth a try.
Mark's asking if we've heard of the trail called Canyon of Fools.
Canyon of Fools.
I mean, it sounds like something up our like wheelhouse. I mean, it sounds perfect.
Interesting. Where's this at?
I'm guessing it's in Sedona. I've heard of it. I haven't seen anything on it.
Interesting. Definitely, yeah. That's never heard of it. Now he's coming up with the good rides.
Right?
Not in Arizona. Good Lord, Mark.
Jesus, Mark.
Jiminy crickets. What's going on? But yeah, other than that, good trip.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try and get a couple more people out there with us. In case it gets too cold, we can link sleeping bags. But other than that, be nice.
Oh man.
It's definitely nice.
Well, so I assume we can expect it's the same time again next year. I mean, it's a good thing they moved it a week this year.
The weekend before it was pouring.
Not only just that, it was 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, the winds would have killed it.
So I think that was the worst part.
Yeah, I think it still needs to be moved maybe another couple of weeks towards the end of March.
Probably, but I don't think they'll do it. I mean, I understand why they don't want to and why they can't.
Yeah,
It's just too much logistics.
yeah, I get that. I mean, I like having it in the first week of March because I use it as an excuse, to take my week of my birthday off. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I just been doing that every year since we've been going. I just kind of take that whole week off, and I'm like, it's my birthday week. I'm gonna go mountain biking.
Yeah, that's funny. I was texting you, and you're like, "Oh, look what I'm doing! I'm working in my garage." I'm like, "Don't you freaking work?"
Of course not.
Marines don't do any work; they just sit back.
We sit back and just take up all them government dollars. So thank you for your paying your taxes.
Right?
uh,
Luis wouldn't have a bike without you paying your taxes.
Support your veteran. Pay your taxes. I'm also taking direct contributions. Thank you. Oh,
I think we cleared all of our topics.
yeah, not bad, not bad.
I mean, we didn't have really tons of in-depth ones.
Nah.
Well, I mean, technically, we still have 10 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Let's try to clean up these last like 8 minutes here, 10 minutes, and with some questions from the audience. Probably gonna take a minute for them to come in. Any new bikes for you this year? Yes, I am working on getting a bigger travel bike. Sedona was one of the few times that I've been where I want more travel. I definitely used and abused my bike this trip. I mean, there was one time on Grand Central where I almost went down because I think I clapped out the front and the rear at the same time.
Simultaneous clapping.
Right now, I'm kind of looking at the Rocky Mountain Altitude, which is like a 150, 140 bike. I think that looks like a pretty cool bike, and it's on Jensen USA, so I can buy from them, and they've got some really good deals going on right now, like crazy good deals.
Yeah, it is getting closer to that summertime, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Uncaged. Luis on E. Shoot, big dog.
Ecstasy? I mean, wait, what year are we talking about here?
It's cheaper than an e-bike, that's for damn sure. Possibly. I have been putting a little e-bike fun on the side on top of the other ridiculous hobbies that I'm slowly getting into that I need to stop.
RC car?
Yeah. I've gotten into motorcycling, so that's been a thing.
Mister, I'm buying a new bike this week.
It's new to me. It's definitely not new. So those of you that don't know, I got motorcycle, and a few friends and I are going to be doing a big adventure ride. We're basically traveling up California using backcountry roads, and coming back down. Going to be camping the whole time. It's definitely going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. It's I don't know, just living life on two wheels just seems to be more fun. There's one of the guy I'm going with, Justin. He said more funner.
More
He says,
funner?
more funner. Do more gooder. Is what he
Sounds like
said.
something I would say.
But now, in case I got my little savings on the side for that e-bike. I will eventually get. I'm hoping by the end of the year, because I'd rather save up and get something that I want than vice kind of get something a little cheaper and then, just bitch about it later. Oh, my brakes suck or waka waka. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna save up and get what I want. It's a
Man,
surprise, but it rhymes with Bea. I've always loved those bikes. Ever since I saw the first one in person, I was like, dang, that's a dope looking bike. So
the
um,
Orbea e-bikes look good.
they are sexy. I like them. Uh, I'm gonna have to say the worst looking e-bike rhymes with laser.
It's definitely the intense.
Hiatus.
I mean, it's a good bike to ride. I mean, I've had a chance to ride it a little bit, and
Yeah,
it was good. I liked it, but man, it is definitely not the greatest looking
yeah.
e-bike.
When if they've changed up that design, I'll think about it. But
They did.
I think did they?
Yeah, the aluminum one is the new design.
Ew, Adam, we're not riding aluminum bikes here. Okay, watch your mouth.
The funny thing is the carbon's cheaper
Uh,
because it's the old model.
but the decoy is also in my sights.
That's such a good price, the
They
decoy.
they are very competitively priced for what you get.
See, that's
Uh,
where I'm torn. It's like, do I buy a longer travel bike or do I get an e-bike?
yeah,
Because
yep.
it's tough.
This motorcycle is cheaper than an e-bike. That's how, but I'll get there. I'm gonna get one hopefully at the end of the year. That's the plan. And it's looking like maybe the Orbea, or I might be going with a YT if they're still competitively priced, very well equipped. Uh, so so that's to come. It's in
Yeah.
the works.
I just need a bike sponsor at this point. Bikes are expensive.
Yeah, it's not like I said. These hobbies are getting out of control.
You're
I
telling me,
sang.
dude. I got the trailer. I got dirt bikes. I've got
Yeah.
the RC cars. I got the mountain bikes. It's the 3D printing. I mean, at least that pays money. That makes money.
Segment. What do you say? What's your favorite POV camera right now? Oof.
I gotta say it right now. You asked this question earlier about the Insta 360. I got rid of the Go 3. I ended up selling it because the image quality just. I thought I could live with the less image quality, but I realized I couldn't. It's subpar for what I like to do. So I sold that. I got a GoPro Hero 12, and having reviewed the footage from that, I'm so happy I went back to the GoPro. It looks so good. And I have the X3 also from Insta 360, and it's cool for some stuff, but man, the image quality off that's still not great.
Well, I don't think for mountain biking wise, I don't think the 360 is really what, I don't think it's really there. Maybe for some very minimal things. I see a lot of videos on like people using it on skateboards,
Mm-hmm.
people using it on their motorcycles. That looks really cool. But I think for mountain biking, I think it's just too rough on the camera to get a good
It's actually
image
really
and audio.
stable. It's just the image quality isn't there.
Yeah. I don't think
Like
you can go wrong with a GoPro, man. Like
you
there's
can't it's so easy to use. It just works.
yeah. I don't
And
think you can.
and the color off this one just seemed so good.
Yeah, the new GoPro's got that
Yeah.
12-bit color,
The 10-bit, yeah.
10-bit. Yeah. So they're definitely slowly getting better. I mean, for being an action camera, how much can you improve from camera to camera every other year?
Who knows?
Um, what they're gonna do next, I don't know. But I think the GoPro's still where it's at. It's dependable. I haven't had any issues with mine. I think this is there to stay as far as action camera for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Trail Monster brings up the Skydio 2 Plus. That was a really cool drone. But it was just, there's some things I didn't like about it. And
Yeah.
I saw some stuff on the Hover Air little drone that's super tiny. The image quality off that's actually pretty good, and it's not very expensive, and it still follows you. I don't know how well, but I mean, I
Yeah.
saw the Bike Farmer did a little bit of a clip that we were showing the Slack group, and it was actually pretty good on the following. It was impressive,
Interesting.
and it was only like $400.
Yeah, I mean drones are a hit and miss, I think.
Yeah.
It's rough because I feel like they no drone. I think right now the problem is no one drone gives you, the good follow me feature and also good video. I think right now you have to almost pick one or the other.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but that Skydo or whatever that it was who I think Tony used it for a little bit
Yeah.
and he did some good stuff with it. Um, but it's a hassle to ride with something like that. It wasn't the most compact thing either.
No, definitely not. It was huge.
Yeah, I think that inevitably was its big downfall. Like it had great follow me, but as far as taking it places, like
Yeah.
a whole ass backpack to take that thing with you.
You did.
So and it's just not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze on that one, I think.
And it was kind of funny, like when it came out, everybody was using it. And you just saw
Yep.
it all of a sudden in everyone's videos.
Yep.
And it
And then
kind of
it
got
just
played out
stopped.
pretty quick.
Yeah, and then it just stopped.
Yeah. I
And
think people got tired of carrying it.
Yeah, I think that's really what it was. So it's just, you know how it is carrying
Yeah.
stuff on your bike. You're pedaling with it. I mean, even if you're on an e-bike, it's still, you got to, set it up and it's huge and
Yep.
it's just, not that I've ever had that problem, but you know what I mean.
Well, on that terrible bombshell of an ending, I think it's time to say goodnight.
And good night indeed. It's like 2 hours past my bedtime.
I was going to say, this is definitely past your bedtime. I'm surprised you agreed to do this.
I begrudgingly agreed to do this.
And as always, you're always happy that we do. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We're going to try to get a guest for the next one, and we know who we want to invite. We just have to schedule it with them. But and I have some other ideas also. I know some other companies that I've worked with wanted to actually do a podcast with us, so that'll be good, and we'll get some cool people on here.
Yeah, we'll get back at it.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. This is Adam, the MTB Rad Dad, with Luis. Yeah, we'll see you next time.
All right, peace.
See you.